Okay. What's up? This is Metal Nate.
This is Brutal Brian.
And we are here with JB from August Burns Red. How are you doing?
Good, how are you guys?
Doing pretty good. How's Warped Tour been so far?
So far, so good. We got a long way to go, but we're having fun so far, and we're looking forward to the next month.
Excellent. And you just released your 4th album, Leveler, in June. You guys took some risks with this release, as far as moving away from the metal or metalcore genre and trying like the norms of the metal or metalcore genre and trying something new, especially on Internal Canon.
Yeah.
Which had like a samba section or something going on in that.
Yeah, we kind of wanted to do whatever we wanted, I guess, and you know, metalcore is kind of a restricted genre as far as, you know, a set of cliche rules, you could say, and we're just kind of over that and wanted to branch out and do whatever we felt would sound cool to us. And you know, that's kind of always how we've approached things. But when your 4th album, you know, you've done a lot already, and you know, there's a desire to continue to push your sound, and you know, this is just kind of what has happened, you know, over the last 8 years. This is where we're at now.
Well, I mean, it came out pretty well. I think it came out great. How have fans been responding?
So far, so good. And, you know, we just posted a poll on our Facebook like a week ago, you know, asking kids to vote for their favorite song. And surprisingly, Internal Canon was like easily the most popular track on the record. So that's encouraging to us, you know, that we can try out new things and people are still stoked on it.
Absolutely. And do you guys feel like you've stepped it up then with this album?
Yeah, I definitely feel that way. It's my favorite release we've ever done, and I know, you know, it's a little different than, you know, the past just breakdown thing we've done, you know, on like Messengers and stuff.
Nothing wrong with that.
Sure. And you know, and we dig that stuff too. We just, you know, like I said, we're growing as a band, and we wanted to continue to push ourselves as musicians and songwriters and all that good stuff. So, you know, I see this being a trend for us moving forward.
Okay. Were there any events that really resonated with the band during the recording or writing a recording process and ended up influencing the sound or the content of the record?
I don't think there was anything terribly, you know, impacting that happened that would have, you know, drastically changed what we were already planning on doing. We certainly got into some debates and arguments over, you know, a drum part here, a guitar riff there, a vocal pattern there. I mean, and that's only natural. I think when you have 5 heads coming together trying to agree on the same thing, there's always going to be a difference in opinion. But generally, when you can put all your heads together and find something that everyone can live with, it's probably for the better.
Okay. And where did the cover art come from and the title Leveler?
The title Leveler was just it was a word that our drummer Matt threw out. He actually had a longer title in mind. That's actually the last line towards the end of the record. Leveler, make level the road for the righteous.
That's a long title.
Yeah, and we were like, like that's cool, but it didn't really like feel like an August Burns Red title, because all of our album titles have been very, you know, short and punchy, and we kind of wanted to keep that continuity, you know, for our catalog of releases. So we shortened it to Leveler, and we just thought that word, you know, that adjective or noun, I guess, is a good description of what we think the album is sonically. So we kind of, that's what it means to me. Matt, you know, coming up with that longer title, he has a more, you know, deeper philosophical meaning attached to the title, but I'm not sure what that is, to be honest.
Okay, that's good. It's all good. You worked with Jason Sukoff again on this.
Yes.
And he does a good job. He's worked with a ton of bands. And that was over at Audio Hammer, right?
That's correct.
What's the band's relationship with him as a producer, and what elements of August Burns Red does he bring out? Do you find that he brings out for you guys on his, like, on the records he produces for you? Well,
he is certainly not afraid to try new things, which is one reason that we definitely want to work with him again. I mean, he's an eclectic guy, and he's kind of a musical genius, so he certainly wouldn't be restricted to that, you know, that metalcore box, and we knew that he would help us to to see our vision, I guess, with these new songs. He brings a lot to the table in terms of just little ideas and tweaks here and there, especially with vocals. He's very good at vocal patterns, and, you know, coming up with good lines, like taking the lyrics we have and like helping Jake to to fit what he wants to say into a part with, you know, a catchy vocal pattern. And, you know, and that can be a challenge, especially with, you know, our music, because there's a lot of stuff that's not in like a 4/4 time signature,
Yeah,
where,
definitely.
where it doesn't feel, you know, normal. So it's sometimes hard to cram in a line and, you know, over a 7/8 breakdown that is catchy. But, you know, Sukoff has always been good at that kind of stuff. And he's a freaking mastermind on the guitar and a complete shredder.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah, he's ridiculous at guitar. Plays circles around me. So, you know, when I'd be recording a solo, he'd be like, dude, like, harmonize these notes, this will be sick. Or like, change that note there and it'll be like way better. And I certainly, you know, take his advice. I know he knows what he's talking about, and he definitely helps spice up some of my licks.
That's good then. I mean, it's good that you guys can like work off each other. And
For sure.
Are there any bands that you're excited to maybe like play with at Warped or meet for the first time?
I'm a big fan of the Agrolites, who are like a reggae band. I found out about them in 2008 when we were doing Warped, actually, and, you know, have been a fan of them ever since. So I'm excited to be out with them again and getting a chance to see them, you know, whenever I want over the next 2 months. Less Than Jake is a band that I grew up listening to. They were very influential in getting me into the whole punk scene, which kind of brought me up into hardcore and metal. So I gotta say, without Less Than Jake, who knows if I'd be doing August Burns Red right now?
There'd be no JB.
Right, there might not be.
That would be terrible.
So it's just awesome being able to tour with like punk legends like that, who were, you know, a very influential band to me. And of course, you know, we have a lot of friends out here, like Dudes in Devil Wears Prada and Day to Remember guys.
Yeah, they're great dudes.
So it's like a big family reunion here.
That's awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
So you guys have traveled all over the world touring. Are there any places or shows that really stick out in your memory?
Japan is one place that I felt was like, it felt like another world compared to everywhere else we've been, and I loved Japan for that reason. I mean, you know, we've done South America and Europe and Australia, and you can kind of, I found a lot of parallels between like some places in Europe and South America, and, you know, Australia's not that much different from, you know, North America, but Japan is just this whole other world. And I thought it was so cool. Like, it was, no one speaks English, there's nothing in English, like, you're completely out of your comfort zone, but people are so nice, and they're really like grateful for the bands that come there and play for them, and the shows were so much fun, and they took such great care of us. We were only there for like 5 days, but it was a blast, and I can't wait to go back there.
Fair enough. And sorry, Big Chocolate just went by and was like making faces.
No worries.
Do you know Big Chocolate? Or?
I don't.
Oh, you guys should hook up and he can remix. Maybe he does dubstep. You guys should like remix.
Oh, cool.
August Burns Red song or something.
Yeah, we should do that.
That'd be sick. But what does the rest of the year look like for you guys?
It's actually pretty light. Jake, our singer, is getting married in September, so we're taking off some time around his wedding and honeymoon, and then in October we're doing a full European UK run with A Day to Remember. So we have like maybe 5 weeks of touring left after Warped Tour, and then that'll wrap up 2011. We'll hit it hard in 2012.
It sounds like you get to relax a little bit before you go back to hitting it hard. So that's,
yeah, for sure.
That's going to be enjoyable then. I had one more question. I don't want to mess this up. Do you have any questions? I completely forgot my last question. I blame it on Big Chocolate going by and being there.
That's all right.
Is there anything you want to say about Leveler to the fans?
Well, for those of you who have picked it up or checked it out, we appreciate that, and, you know, we were a little bit nervous to release something a little bit more out there for our sound, but we're excited that people seem to be liking it, and, you know, we're thankful that people are, you know, behind us trying new things and down to support the band. So thanks for all those supporters.
Okay, and I just remembered my question. Okay, would you be open to doing a tour, a Lancaster tour perhaps, with This Is the Apocalypse in Texas in July?
That would be like the most fun tour ever for us, and certainly something we would be open to, yes.
Because I've already talked to Ricky about this, and I talked to Texas in July about 2 weeks ago, and they
would love to do it.
Yeah, they were like, but it can't just be in Lancaster, so.
Right, yeah, hey, we'll see. I mean,
bringing Lancaster to the states,
yeah,
to the rest of the states.
It's a good idea, and it's definitely something we've talked about before. So, hey, don't say it won't happen, because it might.
Sounds good. Okay, well, thank you very much for doing this interview. I really appreciate it.
No problem.